I'm deciding which college I want to start my career at for my first college football 25 road to glory, and I started it on a Texas high school mod a few weeks back, getting up to a 3-star recruit with a load of offers. Now it's time to figure out what school I'll be playing quarterback for, and I think I'm going to select the improviser archetype because I want to be able to both run the ball and throw it. I'll be playing through my entire freshman season in this video, and this might be the worstly kept up facial hair in the game, but I have no choice because it's the most similar to mine. Eventually, I'd customize everything the way I wanted it to, so I think I'm ready to start. And I have been given some mental abilities like fan favorite, road dog, and clear-headed that I think I'm able to upgrade. This is what the final build's looking like. As a 3-star, we're only a 67 overall. And how I answer these next questions will determine which schools want me. Donna Harper's a local reporter, and she's just asking which of these 4 things I think is most important. It's either getting on the field early or finding a program that's going to develop me. But I think I have to stick with getting on the field early. I want to play in this video. So becoming the starter is the first goal I have in this career, but I also want to make it to the NFL, so I think it's important to note that too. Lastly, we have this decision, and a prestigious head coach can leave you at any time, so I'm going to go with new athletic facilities, and that's given me some options. I don't want to be a starter at Kennesaw State. Everyone's using them. Bowling Green wants me as a second stringer, and so do some of these other schools like Memphis, but there's an 89 overall in front of me, and that's going to make it almost impossible to become the starter until my sophomore season. With that in mind, I started looking at programs that I'd start on the bench at, and I think Buffalo's what I'm going to choose. They have a 72 overall quarterback as their best one, so if I go here as a 67, maybe I can get on the field as a freshman. And looking back, I should have customized that face more because that does not look like me. Before I upgrade my player, the first thing that I want to point out is how cool this screen looks, and here we have a close-up shot of my profile. Now, with my ratings, we're going to have certain stats that are going to be better than the others. I'm liking the accuracy so far, but the throw power is only an 85. It costs 9 skill points to upgrade that. We have 3 at the moment, and I think I'm going to increase my IQ. And then since these are also so expensive, I'm going to go back up to accuracy and bump this up as well. That takes us to a 70 overall right off the jump, and just looking through some of these mentals, we're going to have increased composure on the road if we can get to 10,000 followers. And then I also need skill points to upgrade some of these physical abilities, so I must keep that in mind. Back to getting the followers though, it looks like right now I only have 100, and my offensive coordinator's already blown up my phone, but I'm just going to be confident to him because I want to become the starter. Because I upgraded myself a lot, it's not going to take that much coach trust to become the backup, only 1,000, and then to become the starter I need 3,400. So we're going to be working towards that. We also have our weekly agenda. This is the follower screen. I don't think I'm going to spend much time in this one, but the training one I probably will, because every time we fill up this bar completely, I'm going to get another skill point. Every time I do that though, it takes a hit to my health, and I'm already losing -7 speed on my left leg. That is insane. Then there's this leadership tag. I feel like there's so much going on at the moment. But with 4 energy left, I should probably upgrade this once, and I should also focus on my academics a little bit. The final 2 energy points in the week could go to fixing my health, but I am going to put it towards clueless again. I want to make sure that I am smart because there are tests in this road to glory, and it's a bye week, but we still have practice. So this is my chance to prove that I should be playing over both Jack Shields and CJ Ogbonna. It looks like we have 8 different practice options to choose between on these 2 screens, so that's exciting. I have a bunch of different things I can try out, but the first one I went with was pocket presence. I have to position my quarterback to dodge projectiles while destroying as many targets as possible, and we'll just see how it all plays out. I'm starting right now. We're going to hit that one, and I can't leave the pocket. I'm pretty sure that was not supposed to hit me. Okay, this is a very, very bad start. I feel like I should be able to bounce back from it though. I'm moving around pretty quickly in the pocket. That was a clean hit. And these balls, now that I know that they're coming, aren't that hard to dodge. I just hit another target. But it's still taken me a second to get used to all of these controls and making sure my passes go high enough. So I'm only at a bronze right now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to finish with anything better than that. 7,000 points isn't bad, but I need to earn a lot more coach trust. And it's 1,000 to be exact, just so we can challenge Jack Shields for that backup spot. The starter is hitting me up though. He's saying if I have any questions to ask him. He tends to oversleep his alarm. Can you make sure I wake up tomorrow for practice? And I think I want to make sure that the starter doesn't. This is such a terrible thing to do, but I'm going to sabotage QB1's alarm to make him late. And this popped up, meaning that he overslept and I got some extra reps. I got rewarded for being a horrible human, and every single week this energy spend's going to come up, but I'm not sure how I want to use it besides making sure that we study a lot. Leadership could be important too, but the one I have been ignoring is my brand. I don't really care for the boost in here, but I might as well spend a couple every so often. And it looks like it's time for our first game against FCS beast. I think this is supposed to replicate one of Not the Expert's Dynasty series, but apparently we have to complete our practice before we hop into it. So let's go with Scramble Survive. I wanted to be a scrambling quarterback, and all I have to do is escape the pocket and make a throw before it becomes a penalty zone. I have all the time in the world beforehand, but I only get 5 reps, so I have to be very careful with these, and I didn't do that right. The one thing that I was supposed to do was immediately escape the pocket. I wanted to get that bonus right there, but I'm about to throw an interception. And this is on Heisman difficulty, so I'm very surprised that that was a drop, but I'm going to use the user playmaker, and we get a touchdown. Even with that happening, though, this was a terrible showing, and we're just going to act like this practice never happened. I'm ready to see how good my team really is, and I probably didn't put it in the intro, but these are the settings I'm going with, including the hardest difficulty. I want this to be a grind here at Buffalo. I'm probably not going to get out on the field in this game, but eventually I'll play in front of these fans. And just looking at this player intro, I really want to be the guy that's the starter for this team. Half my body's kind of injured, but it doesn't matter when you sit on the bench. And one thing that I am disappointed is missing from Road to Glory is I'm not able to watch these plays. All I can do is sim over them. So with almost no time left, I know that we're going to get the win over them, even though it was very close. But I wasn't able to see it for myself, and I don't like that. I'm going to celebrate with my team, though, like I did something. And of course, CJ won player of the game, even though I'm trying to take his starting job. Oh no, he's also starting to hit me up. He says, why the reoccurring alarm on my phone magically turned off? Did you go through my phone and disable it? I think he's caught on to what I did. My leadership has decreased. My teammates respect me even less now. And even coach is saying that I need to be patient. He doesn't know how much I'm going to play this year, but I'm just going to have to be respectful. I can't criticize him yet. A lot of stuff continues to happen though. Now the juniors and seniors want me to drive them around. I'm going to stand up to them. I don't have the time for that. That probably wasn't the right move because my teammates basically hate me at this point. And my academic advisors just let me know that we have midterms both in week 8 and week 15. The texts are not stopping though. Everybody in the world's hitting me up. And Rick Slick's Barbershop thinks they're slick, offering me a promotion where I get free haircuts for my entire position group. I'm declining that deal. I need to save my energy. That's going to make my teammates hate me even more, but I have to be able to train and continue to upgrade my player. But eventually I was going to have to focus on my health too because I was about to get injured. I still have 6 weeks before an exam, but I am going to study, and I guess we got to start getting our leadership back up. But it's going to be a while before I can upgrade anything. I'd like to spend 3 skill points to upgrade my accuracies, but I could get to 2 and then increase my overall a bit. Tough decisions coming up, but at least for now it's practice time. And I'm very curious whether or not they fixed a bug that was in the option attack. On the original build that we played on, you could pretty much score a touchdown every time, even on the hardest difficulty. It made absolutely 0 sense. And it looks like that's the exact same with this one. I mean, they're just not going to catch me. They look like they're running in the mud. That makes this not very enjoyable. Maybe if you want to upgrade your player a lot, you could do it this way, but I would not recommend it. And this is the only time I'm going to be using it in this video. I hope this is something that they fix going forward. I scored a touchdown on literally every single play, and that's going to move up my coach trust a bit more, but our team's about to be unhappy because we have to play at Missouri. I think it's going to be possible for me to start by the end of the season, but at least for now I just get to experience this environment from the bench, and I'm very impressed with the fact that the Bulls only lost by 4. I think by next week, no matter what happens, I'm going to earn a position battle, and I feel like I've been pretty smart about how I've spent all of my energy so far. I'm building back trust with my teammates, and I'm hoping for another great showing during practice. All I'm supposed to do here is score as many touchdowns as possible, but the issue with that is if the defense is solid out there, I'm not gonna. And I can't believe that after restart all the way down here at this part in the field, we don't pick up at like the 15. Well, we did after that play, so maybe it was just that last one that was a bit bugged. I'm trying to use our playmaker so we can get that down to the 2. And if I just take this drag right here, we're gonna have a touchdown. This has probably been my best start to any pass skeleton thing yet. But as I'm saying that, I almost turned the ball over, and we have a streaking wide receiver going all the way down to the 1. I should probably learn my teammates' names. Maybe that's why they don't like me. And I wouldn't like me either if I was throwing them into a pass like that. I don't know why I waited so long here. This shouldn't have been a completion. But I didn't want to make a mistake, and number 2 might be my favorite wide receiver because he continues to make amazing plays for us. Now, these routes down inside the red zone are not very pretty, but they didn't stick on him again. And how am I only at a bronze? I feel like I've performed pretty well throughout all of this. Until that turnover, of course, but I was trying to force things and get a big play to go my way. I don't want to just have a bronze. I really don't know how I would have gotten up to a silver or a gold there. And I think UMass is a part of the MAC, or they're about to be soon. They're a 77 overall, but what's important about this screen is this wide receiver, Chance Morrow. Morrow's one of the guys that I was thrown to. He's number 6, but number 2 is JJ Jenkins. I'm just learning my teammates' names now. And somehow Buffalo picked up another win. They won in the final seconds. At this rate, I'm never taking the starting job from CJ, but you never know, he could always get injured, and my focus for now has to be this position battle to become the backup. Now I have one of my teammates giving me advice on NIL deals. I don't think I'm going to get any soon, but maybe I can be confident. And my academic advisor wants me to come in to study. Maybe I should. If I have a huge test coming up, I'm gonna study a lot. That better give me a big boost, but what I love about position battles is if you win the best of 3, that's how you take the job. So I could redeem myself even if this first drill went bad, but it's the option attack one, so of course it's not gonna be hard to beat the 16,000 points goal. This kinda feels like the easy way out. I could literally do anything here and score a touchdown. I mean, I'm celebrating mid-play for like 10 or 15 yards, and that was all it took to seal it. EA does need to fix this fast. I've told them about it. They are aware of it as well, but that's only winning one of the best of 3s. Now I'm on to scramble to survive, and this was one that I have struggled with in the past. I stepped outside the pocket to take a sack, which was not a great idea. I thought I was going to be able to make that throw, and we're just going to hope for the best. I do not like how this is going so far. It looks like we have to get this out to triangle, but I fumbled, and you know what? Maybe I was bailed out by the fact that I did win that first battle. I mean, this is hard. You almost have to throw for a touchdown on every single one of these while waiting for the buttons to become open on the wide receiver, and that leaves us with pass skeleton to win the best of 3 and become the backup. The score to beat is 2,000 points, so I will keep that in mind. And I don't know what exactly happened there, but I've been waiting in the pocket way too long to get that ball out. Please make a big play. All I want to do is just become the backup, then we have a chance at the starting job. But if I can't even get that right, it's going to be a long time before we have another opportunity. I think they're running man-to-man on this play, but then they drop somebody back in the zone, so I was wrong. And I think you all can see that this score is not going to be difficult to beat. I even threw an interception, but it didn't matter. With 22 seconds left, all we need is a little bit more points-wise, and we're 1 touchdown away from it, which is going to come right here. Well, never mind. We have to do that one more time, apparently. Now I'm going to win the backup job, and that's the first big step in my career. I needed something like that to go my way. I still think it's almost impossible to have a really good score in this pass skeleton one. I mean, I threw a few picks, but that's not important. All I had to do was win the best of 3, and it gave me an additional 700 coach trust as well. Jack Shields, you've been relegated down to QB3, buddy, and somehow I have gotten very close to passing up CJ as well. That position battle could come next week, but if I train, I'll also have an opportunity to upgrade my player, and I'd like to increase my IQ because then my overall goes up by more, but I should save up till I have 3 skill points instead of 2 so I can increase my accuracy. Now we're ready to start MAC conference play, and it was a close ending, but I wasn't able to spectate it, so that's something I hope they're able to fix in the next iteration. And it's not like CJ was playing well, so maybe that's why they're giving me an opportunity to become the starter. In the midst of all that though, I got a text from my academic advisor about a test grade and saying that the midterms are coming up, but I had no clue there was a test, so I'm shocked that my GPA increased. Then we have Delaney hitting me up like all the other girls do, and she wants me to go to a party with her, but you know what? I'm about my business. I'm not skipping my lab. We're declining this offer. If I can make it to the NFL, there's going to be a million Delaneys in my DMs, and I don't know how I earned it, but I've become a fan favorite being on the bench. I don't have a position battle though, even though I have more coach trust than CJ, so maybe that comes next week. And even though I've been studying all semester, it's still saying that I'm pretty underprepared for this next exam. That's not a great thing, but I still want to make sure I showcase every practice mode in this video, and I think I have to go to target passing. It was an amazing idea by somebody at EA to allow you to have all these different practice types, because now they don't feel as boring or repetitive, but I'm missing the target. I don't know how I'm going to hit one of these. Maybe I just throw it in stride like that, and that might be the move every single time, but I'm going to overthrow it too. This is a pretty difficult drill. I'm pretty sure that they had something like this in Madden, but because I don't play it, this is my first time experiencing it, and with that in mind, I didn't even get bronze. Now I'm stuck going on a road trip to Connecticut, and I guess because I'm the backup, there's always a chance that I will get out there on the field. That's exactly what happened after seeing the score at the end of the third quarter, and this camera angle feels so close up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make reads very well using it. When it comes to my play selection screen, you'll see that I can change the play 10 times by hitting triangle, and then that gives me more options, but I had to back the camera up. I was not enjoying that other one, and that should be a good throw. Things are looking a lot better now, but I want to try to scramble too. I use speed. I put it into a lot of different categories, which means if that was one of the focuses of my build, I have to make sure that it doesn't go to waste. What's really important with this game is that I just don't turn the ball over. There was a flag on this play before I threw it away, and I have a feeling it was holding, so we're moving back. I'm really locked in at the moment, but I do like that I'm able to audible other routes out there onto the field since the play calling options are very limited. The Texas route is going to work us wonders, and is that my first touchdown pass? What a play from the running back. He just took off with his jets, and because of the penalty, it didn't count when I threw it away, so I have 100% completion percentage. Now with a minute left, we have the ball again, and I just don't want to turn it over. That would literally ruin this amazing game that I've been having so far, and I don't know if I have the arm strength to bomb them over the top. I also don't know how fast some of these receivers are, but I was going to go for it right there, and I need to step up in the pocket where the camera jumps forward. I fumbled the football ball, and what just happened? I really don't understand why it did that, but I hope it doesn't affect my job at becoming the starter in the next game, and somehow that one touchdown pass has made me a fan favorite upgraded to the next level. It's a mental ability that has to do with my GPA. It increases my composure gains at home, and it says I have at least a 3.8, which means all the studying's been worth it, but I have so much coach trust that I knew eventually I'd be able to challenge for the starting job. I might not win it though. Just looking at this first drill, I've not been good at it, and I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. I have to wait so long to be able to throw this ball, and then it's going to be picked. Well, at least it should have been. He could not hold on to that there, but it's just really hard to score touchdown after touchdown, and it's like the same two plays over and over. I also need my offensive line to hold up for long enough, and they just aren't doing a good job of it. I wish I could scramble for them too. I barely have enough time to even hit triangle. Come on. And what are these routes? I can't audible them. They're not going to go all the way to the end zone, so it's not even going to matter what happens. I saw something there though that I was missing, so I'm going to try to figure it out the next time I have it. And option attack is up next, so we're going to tie up the series at 1-1. If I was able to lose this, that would be very bad. I mean, it literally takes zero skill at all. It's like you're playing on rookie slowed down even more. So the best of 3 should still happen, but I kind of goofed around in this, and I'm going to regret that. Don't even look at my point total up there. I don't know what happened, and I don't want to talk about it. I was starting to celebrate on the computer and stuff, but maybe it's not bugged because I just lost that battle, and I really shouldn't have. No matter what happens here now, I'm not going to earn the starting job, so I didn't take it that seriously, but I didn't realize I'd get negative coach trust because of losing all 3. This road to glory is a challenge, but I still have more coach trust than CJ Ogbonna, and it's a bye week, so maybe I can become QB1 in the following one. For now, I've just been continuing to study, spending 5 energy points to make sure I was prepared for the exam, but I don't see a position battle, so they're making me become more patient. At least I can say with this upgrade, I'm going to have 3 skill points to spend, and then I went all in on leadership. I want to raise that more while preparing just a tad bit extra for the exam. I am locked into my player's story, even though I haven't been on the field that much, and increasing our accuracy is going to help some of those stats a ton, making me a 75 overall freshman quarterback. That passes me up the other quarterbacks a ton. As you can see, I'm all the way up here, and then I scroll back to find CJ, the guy that I passed up at the start's even farther back. And since we know that I'm not going to earn gold in pass skeleton, and I don't want to cheese it with option attack, I'm left with 3 practices to choose between. Target passing ones are out of the question. I couldn't do it. Same with scramble survive, so we're going to be completing pocket presence a ton. This is my favorite drill and the one that I'd recommend you all try, because you have to make sure that you're dodging all those balls while also hitting these targets accurately, and I think I've been holding on too long. I need the ball to float in the air a little bit more, and I have to say, maybe practice just isn't for me. Heisman difficulty is going to make this playthrough very challenging, but it's going to be rewarding when I get out there on the field, and I'm kind of hoping that we go down by 30 like we did against UConn so I get my chance. That didn't happen though, as we have fallen now to 2-4, and my fan favorite ability just keeps on upgrading. What I want though is that starting job, and I have another opportunity, so that's important, and my midterm results are back where I got all A's. That's good to know, but we've been struggling in conference play. We're sitting down here at 0-2, so the team needs my help, and I'm not losing again. Well, we're off to a great start because we have the option attack coming up, and I'm not going to mess this up again. I don't know how I lost it that last time. You can watch this running back literally just gets a touchdown when he shouldn't be able to, and I was just doing dumb things like this, but I can still pitch it last second, and he's just going to hit another gear. It is so broken. I think the main issue I ran into is I was celebrating like the entire play, but that time around we did what we needed, and pass skeleton is up next. This is another one that's very winnable for me as long as I make the smart reads. That is never a given on this channel though, and I don't think it would be as entertaining if I wasn't bad at playing this game, so that's how I see things, even if I do make some really rough reads sometimes, but that was a good one. Now we have another play where they're running man-to-man coverage, and that just means as long as I'm patient, number 6 gets open, I hit him in stride, and we have a ton of yards. But then I tried to force it for no reason because I felt like the pressure was off me, so that means this completion's gonna win it instead. With 2 battles won, it doesn't matter what happens here, but I need to figure out how to aim my passes better, and that was a bullseye. Because of how good of a start I had to this drill, this is the best one I've done yet, but every so often I just missed the target, and I was going for silver, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that happen. The balls almost just got me there. Still bobbing and weaving them, and this is another good one. I'm so close to that silver now, and I think I've done it, but I want to hit gold, and I just did. What a throw. Not only did we win the position battle becoming the starter, but I earned 1,500 coach trust because I did incredible during all of those. There's no chance anybody ever catches me and challenges me, even if I do throw like 4 interceptions against Western Michigan. I don't appreciate how much my academics have dropped though. I have to get it all the way back up by using all of our energy, and that means I didn't have much time to review film before my first start. start. The Broncos are good too, they're 4-2, but I've been waiting for a moment like this, and we're starting with a jet touch pass. Another little nitpick I am going to have for Road to Glory is I'm not able to skip a single play. I have to watch everything no matter what, so it's fine right now because we're throwing the ball, but if we were running it, I'd still have to go out there and hand the ball off, and that's more frustrating if you're like a wide receiver. Can you imagine using somebody like McMillan and you're just stuck blocking on play after play? You can't skip it. And I don't like that coach wants us to go back to the run on 3rd and 3 as well, but it worked this time. I feel like everything on this first drive has worked out for us so far. That was also a laser, but I don't want to hand it off again, and I don't have great options. This is my staple though. I found the right offense for me. I love running that jet touch pass, and here on 3rd and 4 I have somebody, but I couldn't get it out. Luckily the Broncos didn't score either, so we're getting it back on the 10-yard line, and we have a lot of runs coming up, but we're in a tough position, so I don't mind it. Now it's 3rd and 10, and I am just going to take the drag. I didn't want to throw an interception. I want to keep my mistakes limited, but that's going to cause us to punt it again, and I'm going to have to somehow lead this team to a victory over them. I don't want to say that I'd transfer after 1 year because that seems kind of dumb, but I need our guys to make plays like this right here, and we have hit our receiver in stride for a touchdown. That is exactly what I needed out of Chance Morrow, but Western Michigan wasted no time getting points of their own again. I think it's really going to bug me that I'm not able to skip all these handoffs, but at least I can change the play sometimes, and that's what we're going to do here going over to deep curl. I wanted an opportunity to go back to our best wide receiver, and Chance Morrow isn't going to hold on to it. So we find ourselves down 21-7, and they've sent in a blitz. I have to get that out as soon as possible. My only hope might be beating them deep over the top, but I'd have to roll out to make this throw on the run, and I have a feeling it's underthrown. Please don't intercept it. If I just set my feet there, we probably would have been fine, and I had somebody, but this is when everything starts to go downhill. We're going to end the first half trailing 24-7, and it's not like I've played bad, but there's definitely some drives that I could have done a better job on, and this little halfback motion screen worked out well. The drags and the underneath throws are the ones that normally get open, and they're pretty safe to take consistently, but I'm not sure I'm in a position where I can worry about taking this safe throw, even though I want to hit our running back, and that's a flag. I crossed the line of scrimmage before throwing it, and I've finally been given a chance to run the option, but I probably made the wrong decision keeping it. Now it's 3rd and 19. I don't like either of these play calls. I had to switch it, but even then it's going to be hard to thread the needle here, and I didn't have time. This Buffalo team is not great, but again, it's also me that's making mistakes costing us, and how do you not catch it? We might be in for a long second half of the season if things continue like this, and my new main goal is for us to just make a bowl game, but how did they get in so fast? I mean, I just watched one of my offensive linemen not block, and even though we're starting to pick up defensive stops, it is not looking good for us. We're going into the 4th quarter down 17 still, but maybe coach will allow me to open up the playbook a little bit more, and I have our tight end deep if the safety doesn't get back to it. The safety must have swatted it into his hands, and this is going to be another sack. So it doesn't matter what we do. They're about to hold us again, and I thread the needle. I don't have the ability to flip the play call though, so we're running a jet touch pass to the weak side of the field. And maybe that's realistic because you're not going to look at your head coach and tell him that you want to flip it. He's going to know best, but on 3rd and goal, I hit the play change, and this is still my only option available. So I guess we're running the counter, and please just get into the end zone. Well, there we go. We have it back within 2 possessions, and they'd score again, but it's only a field goal, so this one's not over. But what was that? There was a flag on the play, and it looks like it was roughing me, so I have to accept the penalty. And I think a comeback is off of the table, but if we were able to pull off something like that, it would be an incredible first start. If I have any takeaways from this first performance, it's probably the fact that I haven't turned the ball over yet, but I probably should be scrambling more even if the camera jumps forward, because it seems to work out very nicely for us, and I like those zig routes a lot. We're going to break the tackle as well, but we still have to get into the end zone, and we're going to be smart. This is in the territory for me to make a really bad read, but I didn't, and we wouldn't recover the onside kick, so we're going to lose by 6. If it wasn't for a bad defensive second quarter though, we could have won, and for my first career start, especially with my own user errors, to not have any turnovers is a big deal. Just looking at this remaining schedule though, if we're going to make a bowl, we can only lose 1 more of these matchups, and we have absolutely 0 shot at making the MAC Conference Championship. I'm starting to feel better about how my career is going, so maybe I'll go to this party with Audrey. I'm even going to give an overly eager response to that, saying I wanted to hang out with her since the start of the year. Okay, stop sending more texts. Do not blow up her phone. Okay, why are we still sending text to her? This is a bad thing. I didn't even have a chance to read them. It was going so quick, but this is not good. Asking should I wear anything in particular? Negative Riz for sure. I ended up getting blocked by Audrey. What on earth is happening in Road to Glory? And that is crazy. Now I have an NIL offer. I don't want to get blocked by them too, so I'm going to be smart about how I answer. And I only have 189 followers, so to spend 2 energy and get 10,000 seems like a deal I need to take. It'll also make it less likely that I get injured in the next 8 weeks, and I have a perfect opportunity to get my first win on the road at 0-7 Ohio. As much as there are some things about this mode that bug me, I'm gonna voice them too. This has been fun to play through. I am definitely invested in the player career, and because I'm the starter now, I don't think practice is that important. I'm probably just gonna sim it from here on out going into the games, and I'm excited for this one. The Bobcats should be my first victim. They look so happy running out of the tunnel, but I'm gonna dot them up, or I'm gonna hand the ball off because coach has decided we are running the football. At least we have a jet touch pass now. This goes to my stats. That counts as a completed pass, but what is Chance Morrow doing? He had that right side of the field wide open and he just decided to not take it, but we're still completing a pass. And I'm looking at those 2 receivers on that left side of the field because I knew eventually somebody would find this space over their chances down to the 3. I might not get credit for this touchdown, but as long as we get in, we're going to be in a way better position. And I love how Jaquez Barksdale just fought. For a running back on a 73 overall team, he isn't bad at all. And I've been given a chance to keep the ball with this read option, but that was not the correct one. And I also fumbled it. Wonderful, wonderful. I don't know exactly what happened, but we were able to recover it. It didn't look like we did, but we're still punting it back to the Bobcats. And this time around, we're running an RPO where that isn't getting anything. I'm sticking to what coach wants to run though, and this hitch route gets us like 8. But the real thing I just figured out was if I go in hurry up mode, I have an option for a lot of different plays, and that's going to vastly change about how I handle the rest of this football game. Number 2 is also broken freed, and look at that speed. JJ Jenkins is another name to keep in mind outside of Chance Morrow who dropped it. And I've already changed the play call so many times, which probably isn't good since I can only do it a certain amount of times in a game. On 3rd and 7 to end this quarter, I'm expecting eventually our wide receiver would get open there, and they've called pass interference. We've been saved. That might have been the reason he couldn't break free though, and just looking at these stats, we have dominated. I'm not quite sure what Ohio's been up to, but I did not want that ball to go there. That's my first interception in this. We knew it was eventually going to come. So when I watch that back, I can just shake my head like the rest of you all. And my coach doesn't trust me to throw it again. He wants me to do a jet touch pass instead where Chance Morrow has all the space, and that's what I wanted him to do at the earlier part in the game. Right now, we're about to go up by 2 possessions. I really want to get us our first win in this season. That shouldn't have been caught. And it might just be best if I continue to hand it off down in the red zone. We have a little bit of a concept over here on the left side of the field, but we can't control the running back. So Barksdale runs out of bounds. It is now 3rd and 4, and our slant is open. I was able to make up for my previous turnover. And our defense is cracked out right now. They have us with the ball back on like the 30-yard line. If I could chew the clock, I would definitely do so, but I'd have to wait like 30 seconds before snapping it. And that's another thing that I would love to have control of in the next game instead of not. There are definitely a few things wrong with Road to Glory, but if they fix them, it's going to be a blast. And look at that. A ball that was placed right where it needed to be, but JJ Jenkins dropped it. And that one certainly stings a little bit, but we beat them off the line, and it's another drop. Well, 3rd and 10, I'm just going to laser it straight to our tight end, and that's how you hold on. Now I think it's safe to say that we are cooking, and we just took a 21-point lead. I can't say that the game's over though. Ohio was able to drive down the field themselves and get 7, making it 14 again, and we're still breaking tackles. JJ Jenkins is insane. There's not much time left in this half, but I just feel like they aren't going to stick with number 6, and they did. We're going to take our drag instead. Please go ahead and get out of bounds here. They're saying he didn't, so the clock is still running, and this halfback angle route's also open. Please go all the way. We've scored another. Our running back Barksdale is just going crazy right now. And in this second half, I'm going to be careful to not throw any more interceptions. I don't have to force anything. We're in complete control of this game, but I hit that route a second too late, and with the halfback screen on 3rd and 9, Barksdale's a bit short. Ohio fans think they have a chance still, but judging by the fact that we've gotten the ball back in this position, they don't, and I placed that right on the money. I'm starting to really appreciate this camera angle right here. I wish it was just the default one, and we still have at least 4 games left after this, but I think I can get Buffalo into a bowl. I might even enter the transfer portal if I have some offers to play for a bigger school, and that's why it is so crucial we finish the rest of this year performing well, where we just threw another dot. 4 touchdowns, 80% completion percentage. I couldn't be doing better. And at some point, you'd imagine that I'd get pulled for this game so CJ could come in. They did the right thing giving me his starting job. It just took me a second to figure everything out, and we really shouldn't have dropped that pass. pass. I'm pretty sure the entire last quarter this is just going to be us running out the clock, so I'll make sure not to show much of it. But I had to mix in a couple more jet passes just to help my stats even more. They really need to add the feature though where chew clock is automatically turned on. I'm waiting 40 seconds to snap the ball, and between that and not being able to skip plays, it feels like they just weren't thinking about our playthrough experience. At the end of the day though, we are going to win this one by 25, and it was about time Buffalo came out on top of a conference matchup. I'm going to have a great time celebrating this win, and I've won my first player of the game and game as a starter. Even with that in mind though, I do think it's important that I still agree to go to class and stuff, because I can't let my GPA fall, but I also should work on my leadership because we have to get that up too. I do want to train a little bit just to get more skill points, but it seems like these leadership benefits could actually be massive. And I have 3 to spend right now, but I don't want to put it into IQ, so it's going to be either accuracy or elusiveness, and I might just save up for 4. I'm not in a rush for it. We can make most of the throws that I want, but it does look like Akron has a very solid corner, so hopefully he doesn't force me into making a terrible read because I want to get us to a bowl game. Even though Buffalo's not great, I truly think it's possible. This camera's a little weird though. And on 2nd and 11, I was really hoping for cover 2. We actually have them beat deep, and that is going to be knocked down. I thought I had a touchdown to start this one out, but instead I think we're going to be held to a 3 and out. And I'm really proud of what our defense has been doing because they would force Akron to the same, so we have the ball back again. I want to get us on the board first, and we're going to have our tight end on a hitch, but I might have to throw it again. We hurried it up, and they are going to let that slant be knocked down. It's been an interesting start to this matchup for sure, and these RPOs are kind of tripping me out, but that could have been money. We can't go 3 drives in a row without scoring points, but the safety got over to it, and these struggles are not good for the Brands. 2nd and 14. Come on, we need a big run, and that's what we get. But now all the pressure is on me to make the right read, and our tight end's open, which he is going to have enough. That was kind of a close call right there, but I might hurry it up after this play because I want to be able to select whatever pass play on this 3rd and long. We have some good routes out there on the field. If I have enough time, we should be fine, and I needed him to come down. Please make this throw. The playmaker worked wonders, and look at that game. It is incredible what I can do when I have enough time, and the RPO is amazing. I love RPOs after that. It just took 2 big plays to score a touchdown. But the RPOs that confuse me are when there's like 4 different routes out there on the field. How am I ever going to make the right read? I just hand it off. 2nd and 2, I'm going to keep the read option, but they're all over it. And it looks like they're going with man-to-man coverage on 3rd down, but there had to be some PI there because the slant should have been open. I mean, our tight end just got fully bumped, but the refs swallowed their whistle because we're playing at Akron, so now we just have to be a little bit smarter. A 3-minute drive down the field could tie it up or help us take a lead, and I think we're just gonna let our running back keep it with the option. That was the right one there. I haven't changed the play call once either. We are using a lot of the RPOs though, so maybe it is best to continue to run whatever coach wants me to, but this one was my own decision and it worked wonders for us. Keep on going, Barksdale. You know that's who we're gonna keep on giving it to as well. The halfback screen puts him out in open space, but there's 2 tacklers on him, giving us a chance to breathe for a second so I can run down the clock. And it'll be interesting to see what type of coverage they go with here. It was man-to-man, but they swatted down my open read, and we had someone in the end zone, which was caught. Our defense is also insane, by the way, forcing a turnover. I don't like how those safeties are lined up, and we're going to have them beat deep. That's my favorite wide receiver. Chance Morrow is down at the 5. We could really end this first half with a bang. I might even try to scramble here if I can get the blocks, which I did. And that's the first rushing touchdown in my career. Something's continuing to go wrong for Akron as well, because somehow we have the ball back with 22 seconds left in this half still. And they took me off before I could see if we got a field goal or not. I think we missed it, but the Zips didn't score on their first drive in the 3rd quarter. So we're in full control of this game, and I'm actually having to watch this play back because I was so confused at what happened here. Our running back broke the tackle and then just took off for a touchdown. It kind of stinks that Jaquez Barksdale's a senior because he's been incredible. And I feel really confident even if Akron was able to score again because we're in control. Even if I'm not passing, I know that our rushing attack is able to get a few. And then when the 3rd down comes around, it's just on me to deliver a good throw, but I put him in a bad spot. Good thing we'd get it back like a minute later though, and the wide receiver screen blocks didn't work the best, but it did its trick, and it's just another run after run. If I can just get it in my head to hurry it up more, that's how I can avoid that happening to us. And I think this RPO is going to work wonders. I'm probably going to throw it no matter what, and they read it like a book. I should not have predetermined that read right there. I knew if we got open, we'd have a touchdown, but that was the corner that I was scared of throwing at the beginning of the game, and our defense is bailing us out. I mean, we have not done much ever since that breakaway run, and at least for my performance, this 3rd quarter's been atrocious. They would fumble the ball though, causing another turnover, and I've just had to step up in the pocket on a 3rd and 10 to take this. I didn't want to rely on anybody else, and the last time I ran this this play. It didn't work out well for us, but this time it should, and our tight end was able to get free down to the 3. We're in hurry up mode too. I have to be able to get a touchdown here. I want to just scramble on in, which means I think it's safe to say I made up for my turnovers once again, and we're going to run out the rest of the clock. Well, we struggled to run out the clock, but we still got the win, and that's all that matters because we've now gotten back-to-back ones. I think Barksdale's probably going to win player of the game over me though, but they gave it to me anyway, even with my 2 turnovers. And what I'm about to do might be very stupid, but they said that there are answers for the test, so why would I spend energy studying whenever I could take that risk? Well, that was the right move. It says I aced it, and I even missed a few questions just so it wasn't too suspicious. So I'm able to enjoy this bye week in peace, and my GPA is sitting at a 4.0, but we have to make sure that I'm prepared for that final exam in 4 weeks, which I now am. With that out of the way, we could also just make sure we train a little bit and increase our leadership too. But more importantly, spend our 4 skill points to upgrade our accuracy even farther, and now I'm a 78 overall. It's gonna take a while to get all of those skill points back, but we'll continue to train a lot and then recover so we are fully healthy, alongside boosting up our leadership even farther, because I think we unlock an ability if we're able to get into that excellent tier. One thing I do wish there was more of though was stuff in this coach trust screen. All that can happen as I continue to get more of it is earn more plays that I can call throughout the game, but even when you go from 1 to 3 options, sometimes they're not good, and we have Ball State up next. Looking at the conference standings, if we wouldn't have lost one of these 3 games, I think we could be in the running for the conference championship still, but we aren't, and just looking through these bowl projections, right now they don't think that we're going to make one. I need to though, because if I want to transfer, I think it would help my offers, and is that snow that I'm seeing on the field? We're about to play our first snow game. I should have known this was coming choosing Buffalo, and that might be a reason not to transfer out. This looks awesome, and the detail on the snow is immense too, because as players take footsteps, you can see their step in it. Here we go, first play of the game. They are wearing all white, so I can almost guarantee that there's going to be a play that I don't see anybody on, and then I throw an interception straight to them, but we're taking sack after sack, so I'm just going to try to bomb them deep, and that is not caught. Our fans don't look too happy with me, but I think our offense was missing the rushing attack as a part of it. It's a key thing that we established the run. They need to come down and stack the box, making it easier to throw, but our slants drop too, and this has not been the way I wanted to open it up. Luckily, Ball State doesn't seem too gifted on offense, but with all this snow, I didn't realize that we were on our own 4-yard line, and if we take a safety, that would not be good. It's about to happen. Oh boy, a jet touch pass on the goal line is a terrible idea, and we're just lucky that we're able to punt it back to them. They would score a touchdown though, making it 10-0. Again, we're not doing well, and my hope is that they're running cover 2 on this play, which they were, or maybe cover 3, and I thought that was supposed to be a bullet pass. I held down for so long, I don't know why it sat there and floated in the air, but they're about to pick that, and by the next time we're getting the ball back, it is 17-0. What is happening? Maybe it's safe to say that I am not built to play in the snow, as that was a pick. Are you serious? I had a touchdown too. I stepped up in the pocket. I thought I had enough time, but I didn't, so it's time for the biggest comeback of my career, and this is another sack. I really don't think it could get any worse for us. I'm just hoping that we're faster than the corner they have on that part of the field, and we're handing it off for a 3rd and 12 that's going to go to a punt back to them. I don't think this game in the snow could be going any worse. We're going to take the drag, hoping to get a little bit of momentum, which we kind of did, but we only have 30 seconds left before the half to get any points against this defense, and that was just hard enough. All right, I am trying to put on a master class, and I think we had them beat, but the safety got over to it. Yep, I should just retire at this point. Oh, I got to make a tackle too. I can't believe how bad it's going. Our fans want me to get benched right now, I can tell. But it's not over. We're getting the ball to start the 3rd quarter, and I want to come back. I really think if that safety is not helping over the top, we would have a touchdown right here, and we should. I put the ball exactly where it needed to be. But Chance Morrow did not run after the catch. I wish I could tell him what type of catch to make there. And what's the point of hitting the play change if I just get the same option twice? I'm basically stuck running whatever coach wants me to, but at least we're going to pick up 25. And it's a shame that we opened up the game in such a horrendous way. 2nd and 7 now. They are just going to leave our drag open for a bit more. But to move the chains, we have to pick up this 3rd and 4, and please hold on to the hitch. Now the pressure's on. What I wanted to do was instantly roll out, but instead I'm stepping up for the touchdown run, and we still have a very long way to go. But the comeback has started, and our defense has held it down for us. Here on 2nd and 9, I'm going to take that zig route like I always do in this situation. And that makes this a 3rd and manageable, where I'm going to step up, and I'm just quick enough to pick it up, but I should have slid. If I wasn't able to spend energy and heal instantly, that that would definitely affect my wear and tear, but we should be fine at least for the moment, and I threw that a little bit too late, but it didn't matter. Now we are passing down on the 1 yard line, and I'm not a huge fan of that, but I had the slant, and now I'm scrambling for my life to just knock it in. All we need is 1 yard. Please go ahead and just do it. And did he just jump over him to get into the end zone? We've actually pulled off this comeback in the third quarter because of stuff like that too. I mean, we are within 1 possession with the ball back now, and look at that run. I know I'm normally a dynasty guy, but I am having so much fun in Road to Glory, and I'm taking a massive risk here. I want them to bite down so I can go with a deep shot, but it did not work. Oh no, it is 3rd and 19 to start the 4th quarter, and I'm sure it's going to be impossible to pick up. Looking around the rest of the country, you know we're not in the top 25, but Rutgers was somehow number 4. And here we go. If this is cover 2 on the right side of the field, we're going to have it, and I just sent it, but I noticed that the left side was open too late. I wish I didn't look just on one part of the field, but our defense held it down for us again. They're doing a great job on Ball State. Now I'm hoping for man-to-man coverage. We have a lot of different things that could get open here if it is, and it was over the top that was, but I can never trust my offensive line to block for long enough, and that's drop 2. We might be blowing the comeback, and the fact that the Cardinals still can't score is so crazy to me. Starting this drive inside our 5 yard line though is a setup for disaster until that run, and let's see what the defense is giving us. I do have square open, but I saw it late. 2nd and 10 now. I'm gonna stand a little bit taller in the pocket because that's what I have to do, but it did not work out, and I am about to have to scramble for this first. Please tell me we are quick enough. That's why I went with improviser. I cannot stress enough how important that was for us to pick up. I'm just gonna go with the drag for another 5 or 6, and I'm really wondering if I'm on any bigger school's radar for the way that I've been performing so far when I've become the starter at Buffalo. I feel like I should be, but I also shouldn't be thinking about transferring this soon in my career and another 15-yard run's happening. As weird as that camera zoom was at first too, I've kind of gotten used to it, and that is about to be picked. I just got so lucky. We're going back to our halfback for like 5 or 6, and I've audibled to call an inside zone because of the formation that they're in. We should easily pick up this first down with him, which we're going to do right here. The pressure is on, and I almost want to run down the clock for when we get in, because even though they've been incredible in the second half, I don't want to put the game in the hands of our defense, and that's all you have to do. Be patient. An injury timeout did cause the clock to stop though, which might affect some of my plans, and they keep getting more of them. There isn't an option for us to hand off the ball either, so it's like they want to give Ball State a chance to respond, and they clamp the slant. 3rd and goal. Again, there's no rushing option, but I'm going to take down the clock. I have my concept. It's that zig route on the left side of the field, and I trust Chance Morrow to get open here, but he didn't, and I didn't mean to hit that button. I just turned it over at the worst time. We still had an extra down. I didn't have to force it at all. Why did I do that? I am so upset with myself. We should have beaten Ball State and come back, and now we have to win these final 2 games to make a bowl. This might be the worst stat line that I've had in this video too. 0 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, and with numbers like that, I'm not transferring anywhere. Jake Orlando's even texted me, "Don't look on your social feed today. You and the team are getting roasted pretty badly." But I'm gonna pull a KD. I'm making a burner account to defend myself. It kind of backfired though, because then Jake Orlando texted me about it, and I'm getting roasted even harder. I'm losing Brandon followers. I have like 189. It doesn't matter, but that is so funny, and I don't care about my academic advisor right now. I need to go to a concert just to feel better. Somehow that increased my GPA. I'm not sure how. I didn't read the text, and all I know is we have to win at the factory, and then we have to beat Kent State to make a bowl like I really want to. This has been a wild first year, and after training a bit more, I need to make sure that my player recovers. I'm gonna have to do it twice, and I just realized that my followers went from like 189 to 100. I don't care about those at all. We're gonna go back into leadership. I'm already taking note of the Eastern Michigan defense as well, because they have a cornerback with 94 acceleration. We're not going to be able to bomb him over the top, and look at these MAC conference standings. We've got to be better than that if I'm at Buffalo for another year, and of course we're playing in the snow again. But I did something really dumb, and that was putting Eastern Michigan in white jerseys. I forgot that Buffalo had some black threads, so I wanted to wear them, but now it's going to be hard to see the defense again, and I will gladly continue to hand this ball off, but after seeing these black jerseys, I kind of want to stay here. I mean, transferring could be cool, but I should probably win a MAC championship first. I'll always listen to you all in the comments before I film the next episode. And here on 2nd and 6, I'm throwing my first pass of the game, which is going to be caught, but it was definitely placed a lot higher than I wanted it to be, and that ball should not be caught. They kind of clamped me up, but our defense had an amazing stop, putting us inside the red zone from the start. And now we have an amazing opportunity to get some points if that slant is open. What I'm going to do is call a quarterback draw on 3rd and inches. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. I haven't ran one of these before, but our offensive line just got destroyed. And you all saw at the end of that Ball State game, passing in the red zone makes me very nervous. We're lucky to be up 7-0 though, and we have the ball back with a chance to take a 2-possession lead. So that is what we're going for, and I feel like we beat that linebacker over the top, but we didn't make make the catch. I pretty much have full control over where I place the ball, so any mistake would be mine, but I am able to step up at least here, and I can't outrun that guy. I need to slide. You can see a little fire icon next to my name, which means I'm on fire, but we still have a lot more work to do here. And I'm starting to appreciate being able to watch us hand it off. It's still pretty cool. Having the option to skip plays would still be nice, but that's something I've never stayed in for on Road to Glory, and there we go, I'm going down. I think EA has a really good mode that they can build off of for their next iteration though, and I should be pretty happy with how that first quarter went because we have full control. 2nd and 7, another handoff is going to get us a couple more, but what happens on 3rd and 5 is all up to me, and they're running man-to-man coverage over there. I threw it anyway, holding down for just long enough so it would be a hard throw, but I didn't think we'd catch it. Sometimes it's really hard to tell if that red passing meter even hurts you in most situations, and Eastern Michigan Stadium's got a pretty cool layout around it. I'm looking at the back of the end zone right now, but I'd rate their facilities, and now with the drag, that should have been a fumble. 3rd and 9 is a bit tough. They're going to go with zone coverage, and I think I'm going to step up where I take the sack. That wasn't ideal since they would get another field goal, but it's also not the worst thing in the world, and there's a flag. Go ahead, say the penalty's on number 78. It was holding. And once it's 1st and 20, I just have to play this really smart because I don't want to turn the ball over. Here on 2nd and 10, I should have that hitch open, but instead I'm going to scramble. If we hold our block, we'll have a first. And I feel like my pocket awareness is getting a lot better the more that I play. I'm also hoping I can roll out and do something here, but maybe I should have just thrown that away. It's going to be interesting to see where Chance goes with that route. I've had it get open in the past, and for only sending 3 players, I feel like they shouldn't have been able to get a sack that quick, but it's not like we're picking this up anyway, which is why I ran down all the clock before snapping that last ball, taking it to the half at 14-6, and now we have it again. It also seems like more often than not, they're trying to stop me with the option, which I guess does make sense when you think about my scrambling ability. Please get the first. We definitely should have picked that up, but we didn't, and it's a miracle how our defense has started to carry us. They've made it possible for me to underperform and us still start winning, but just the littlest route bounce can really mess us up, and that's why I decided to use my legs on 3rd down right here. I already know with running the ball this much, I'm probably going to have to improve my wear and tear after about every week, and please don't intercept that ball. It was a red throw, but I thought that's what I had to do. I mean, if I didn't throw it that hard, they would have picked it, and I'm just thankful that they didn't get the 2-point conversion after scoring a touchdown. I am no longer having fun. If we lose this game, we're not making a bowl, and I can't believe how weak their stadium pulse is. This is a huge play in this game, but I'm going to go for the deep pass, and it is swatted. I don't know how we have it back again, but they are just struggling against our defense, I guess, and we're taking a big one here. So we're still chilling, even though we really shouldn't be, and come on. I'm just going to go back to the run again, though. I mean, that's what's helped us. And on 3rd down, I just want to have enough time to get this one off where it was a bit off target. They would score immediately as well. This is not looking very good. And why are these the 3 options I have to call? That's why I need to be running a hurry-up offense, but maybe we wanted the halfback draw because that's a huge run. That was perfect. I am no longer complaining. That's what we wanted in that situation. Now we're going to go back to him for another 20. And with pressure on the line, we're starting to move it a little bit better. Here on 2nd and 8, surely we're going to have enough time to get off this drag, and that's going to give us another 1st down. But I could make the wrong read here, and I just had to hand it off with RPO. I am stressing right now. I already blew that game against Ball State once we got down into this position. And on 3rd and 8, I'm going to wait until that route gets open where it is held onto, but we're still stuck going for it on 4th and 1, and come on, what are we doing? Now we have to rely on our defense to get a stop, and they actually did. They are bailing me out so hard, but it was an inaccurate throw again. They're saying he got his feet in, even though it looks like he was out of bounds by then, so I'm gonna scramble and slide right here. Do not fumble. And now with the hurry up going on, I cannot see a thing with this snow out here right now. I feel like I just have to keep running the ball, and I was sliding. No way they just picked that up. They're also gone. I just blew the game because I tried to slide, but it was a second too late. And that's another touchdown. This is the worst ending to my freshman year, and I'm going to have to take a big step forward in the offseason to continue to improve on this. I mean, that was a good throw at least, but we just lost another game in the snow, and I need to recover a lot from all the hits I took in that last one. It's probably not smart to train more too, but I want to get another upgrade. And let's just end this first year bouncing back against Kent State. It's finally not snowing, which makes me happy, and unless I have crazy transfer offers after the end of the year, I'm staying at Buffalo for season number 2, where I'm hoping I can take them to a MAC championship, but I'm still going to take a peek at the transfer portal in this video. I'm always going to be curious what I could do with my player, and our first play goes nowhere, but I am ready to lock in. I need to have a good performance, and this offensive line is really starting to make me upset. I want to play for a better team. Our defense would give up 7 on their first drive, so now I'm stepping up and scrambling, sliding well before, and I think this trick play might have what we need in this situation. They didn't really fall for it though, so it all comes down to this, whether or not we pick up this 3rd down, and I like that route, but it's just a little bit off target again. I feel like I'm doing everything in my power though to make that right read. And on 2nd and 16, I'm just going to stare down our running back. He should be able to get open here, and that was the right decision. We're inside the red zone. It took us a little bit in this game, but we are starting to make a bit of progress against the defense. And on 2nd and 3, we'll just hand it off for a nice few more yards. I think I've been able to learn a lot in this first season just about who I am as a quarterback. So going into my sophomore year, I am pretty pumped up to just get that one started. And look at the vision on our running back. I mean, that was just filthy, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to take like an instant sack here. The way that they came out on defense, maybe we have them beat deep and there's no way the safety gets back to it. What a ending to this first quarter. JJ Jenkins was a special guy for us, and they thought it would be smart to come out pressing again. There's actually no way. We're going to block our running back, look on both sides of the field, and I think JJ Jenkins has them again, but as I threw that, I saw the other side open. There's always stuff you're going to see after the play as well. The halfback screen does get us a few yards as we break at least one. And on 3rd and 3, I'm hoping the motion gets them a little bit panicked where our hitch route's open. We're going to be patient and just get the first. My goal in this Road to Glory series is not only to get drafted, but also win the championship and maybe even a Heisman. So we do have a long journey ahead of us in just a 4-season period, but I think we are going to be able to make it happen, and look at that. I'm really just considering where I want to transfer because of that though. I want to always be at the best program, but at the same time, I also need to make sure that I'm always on the field. I can't afford to start my sophomore season on the bench. This is a snap that I'm not even going to take. It's a halfback direct one that gets us nothing, and I'm kind of hoping that they blitz here because then we should have a slant get open. But when I looked at the one that I wanted to take, it wasn't, so we're going to have to hit our tight end on this one, and he dropped it. That is not helping my case to stay here, and I can't even see what's going on that right side of the field, but I was about to throw it no matter what. I'm glad that I didn't, because I would have 100% turn that football over again, and I might as well keep stepping up. I mean, as long as we get the ball down the field, it doesn't really matter how we do it. That's even something that could work, but I didn't put the ball in the best spot there, and I need to keep upgrading my accuracy. 3rd and 10 now. It looks like they are going with some man-to-man coverage, but then that guy got in the way, and I almost feel like there was a little bit of PI there. It's all good though. We have about 50 seconds and a dream, which just got crushed by taking that sack. We're gonna go to the end of the first half unless this is a big run. Never mind, Kent State is taking timeouts. They really wanted to get the ball back here, and I was able to extend the play with my legs, but that wear and tear is really kicking in. I'm not sure what type of throws I'm going to be able to make the rest of this game. I'm certainly not going to be able to scramble too well, which is very concerning for me, but our slant was able to get us like 30 yards right here, and I want Orlando to just run straight by that guy, but he's not going to do that, so we're going to have to get it over the linebacker's head, and what a pass. We've hurried this play up. We're going to try to get a snap off quickly, but I have to call a timeout instead, because I think getting a field goal is more important, and look at all that wear and tear. I'm hoping that doesn't carry over into season number 2 as well. And the longer that the year went on, the less focused that I was at making just great reads after great read. That's probably what caused the fall off, because when I first won the starting job, I was very locked in. And I don't want to say that's been the case ever since then, but it kind of has, and inaccurate balls led to an interception too. So of course I have a turnover. This game is not over, and you can see that I am way too tired, which I'm very curious to see the effects of. I'm about to take a sack. I was looking deep, and the fact that they have come out pressing on 3rd and 17, this is a very odd look for them. That's cover 3, and we are going to dot it up. I cannot believe that we just converted there, but I'm about to start running out clock. I'm nervous we're going to lose. So guess who's not snapping the ball again until the 4th quarter? I am going to lean on Barksdale. I am way too tired to be out there right now, and I'm very curious whether they go with man or zone here. Either way, I was going to throw that ball, but the coach is forcing me to let us punt it, and thank goodness our defense has gotten an interception. We really needed that. I don't know when this video is going out, but at some point Kirk Benkert is going to teach me how to read a defense. So whenever that happens, I'm going to feel a lot more confident in some of these games. And come on, we're fumbling the football. We really are so lucky to actually still be in this as well. Why did I keep it? And let's just hand it off. I mean, I have absolutely nothing left in the tank. You all should have seen my wear and tear before this drive started, and I can tell that they're probably about the blitz, but I have to take my opportunity to bomb them deep, right? I mean, they came out pressing, and that was put perfectly on the money. We shouldn't have dropped that. The fans agree with me. And look at my body. I am taking so much wear and tear. We really have to win this game in regulation after Kent State got a field goal. We cannot let this one go to overtime. Come on, 2nd and 10. We just need to step up, make the right read, and I put just enough zip on it. But these receivers do not want to hold on to the football when we need them to the most, and I shouldn't have put that ball there. I knew at the second it went out of my hand that it wasn't going to work. But I have been given life again. Please allow me to thread the needle over top of that linebacker. Come on. I just don't feel very confident holding on to the ball for long. I mean, if I take one hit, it's over. And of course, Of course I threw it straight to that defender. We're going to tackle him too. So I just got read like a book again. And somehow Kent State messed it up to where they didn't kick a field goal, and this game has gone to overtime, but I don't know what to do. My brain is fried. I always film at like 3 a.m. and I just cannot think right now. Wear and tear didn't make a difference. We still have speed on us. This entire fourth and third quarter, I've been so scared to run, but evidently we are just fine doing it. And there's no shot about that. We're going to throw this though, and why didn't he catch it? There is no reason that Kent State should have won that game, and I don't think I'm going to have any options in the transfer portal. Even the local reporters hitting me up, and you know what? I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to take the blame. It's on me. But for some reason, that decreases my brand. I would personally respect a quarterback if he said the loss was his fault, and I'm just going to be respectful. What it's going to take for the Bulls to get a better team next year is going to be, we're going to commit to improving throughout the offseason, and I have high hopes. The thing is, I might not be here. I could transfer out straight A's. That's great. Did my GPA change? Probably not. I'm not sure what all that meant. And I just need to make sure I fully recover. I can't believe how much damage I took. That was a pretty crazy season, but we have 4 upgrade points to spend, and just because my accuracy was a bit off, I almost want to wait until we get 5 to upgrade it for a 3rd time. I definitely wish I could go back and cut out a lot of those interceptions, but I don't think it's the end of the world either. And it just bums me out that Jaquez Barksdale's leaving. He was my favorite running back. We're also losing senior wide receiver JJ Jenkins, but we would still have Chance Morrow if we stayed at Buffalo. And I need stats like Dylan Gabriel. Those numbers for winning the Heisman are crazy. Just looking around the rest of the college football world, Rutgers still finished 12-1, and they had a decent run in the playoffs where Ole Miss was able to win it all. Now it's time for the big decision though. I could enter the transfer portal, or I could stay in the MAC where we try to compete again and maybe take away that top spot from Western Michigan. I'm not very attached to the Bulls yet, so I am just gonna feel it out and see what else is out there, because right here it shows that I could always come back, but we have some other options like Vanderbilt and the SEC, and I'm gonna look through all of them. All the way down to Akron, all of these schools above them are offering us, and even Oregon State would be interesting if they were in a real conference, but the main 2 I'm looking at right now are Minnesota and then Vanderbilt. But then I kept on looking, seeing some bigger programs that we would start at because Will Rogers is a senior, so he's gonna automatically graduate. And there's a lot more good programs when you continue to scroll down this list. Like even Miami wants me as a 2nd stringer and Cam Ward's gonna be gone. It seems like I could pretty much play anywhere I want, but I also noticed Kentucky on that list, and I'd have to beat out Brock Vandagriff for the starting job, but I really want to play for my Wildcats. I'm not going to make the decision yet. I'm going to see what you all have to say in the comments, and sometime in the next week, episode 2 will be out with my decision, but just make sure you let me know what you all want to see in the comments.